Oh, yeah. Word. I can never see the YouTube whenever I click the link, though.
Yeah, it should be working now.
There it goes. Nice. Word. I can never see the YouTube whenever I. Can I get out of Facebook? There it goes. Nice.
Yeah, or mute that video. Just mute that.
So get out of Facebook.
Or mute the video that you're watching. Mute that video. Just mute that.
So get out of Facebook.
Shit's crazy. Mute the video that you're watching. All right.
Yo.
All right, yo. I think we good now.
There we go.
Hold up. Let me get it started. All right.
Yo.
All right, yo. I think we good now. Hold up. Let me get it started. All right.
Yo.
All right, yo. I think we good now. Yo, can you turn down your volume?
Get it started.
What up, man? We dropping jewels with Goku. It's your boy Richter. We're still figuring things out, but you know, thanks for checking us out. I think we had episode 4. I'm bad with math, so anyway, yeah, we about to just drop, you know, new episode. Talk about V1. I think they announced some battles, and we're gonna talk about probably some other stuff that revolves around the V1 and the battles and the other cats. So without further ado, of course, the man of the show, Mr. Goku. What up? How you doing?
Yo, what up, everybody? Yo, what up, Richter? You know what I'm saying? Just loving my day. Love every Sunday. I love that I get to do this with you. Always connect with you and talk about some real stuff.
That's what's up, fam. That's what's up. So I don't know how many battles V1 announced, but I saw one. I would think it was Moy and Flea Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because I guess is that the same generation? Yeah.
I mean, I know Moy started in 1996, from what I believe. I really don't know much about Flea Rock. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're both dope
Yeah,
B-boys.
yeah.
You know, like they bring a lot of value to the community. I mean, knowledge, you know. I mean, I really don't know them too much personally on like their everyday, but if I were to, you know, say, hey, who are they about, you know, in the community, I think that they're really dope, two dope B-boys, you know, and that's going to be a really dope battle when I think about it.
Yeah, man, that's going to be some heat. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be, you know, fire, man, because, you know, I'm guessing it's two different lifestyles, so the way they approach the dance is whole, you know, it's so different. So
mad different.
To see that clash on the floor is kind of tight, right?
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I guess for me, man, watching these V1s, it's like they haven't had a good matchup for a while to me, and this is a good one. I like this.
Wait, let's talk about that. I want, you know, this is okay. Check it out. We're taking a switch, y'all. We're talking dropping jewels with Richter. What's up?
No. You know, I mean, there's some that had hype, and then it just didn't come out how you want or you expected in your mind or whatever. But
okay, which one?
Oh man!
Come on, let's go.
All right, yo. Okay. Legs, of course. That one I was really hyped.
Okay.
That one didn't come out how I wanted. The Storm one.
That was Legs and Storm. So Legs and Storm battled each other, and then it was Kenny and Mari, and versus.
That was a double one. That was a 2-on-2, right?
Yeah, Double Trouble versus Air Force.
Yeah. That one was alright. I think they need to make it like short, like 3 rounds each. just give us 3 ill rounds, especially like when you get into the older OGs. You know what I mean? Like I just felt it started to kind of just get a little too long, and I get a battle's like, yo, forever. Like,
oh, that's you know, I would say 3 to 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? A piece. I feel that.
That was like my gripe. The K-Mel one, I wasn't, and I love K-Mel, but. Yeah,
okay, so let's start from the beginning. So let's talk about Legs and Storm. I mean, when I think about it, I mean, I'm going to say that was probably better than, you know, I have to say that one was better than the Kenny and Caesar, Orko, and Mauricio battle. The K-Mel and Ivan battle is dead last for me. You know, and I think they're, you know, when you think about how many people K-Mel has inspired,
for sure,
you know, how many people he's, you know,
Ivan's
influenced.
Inspired.
I would say how many people Ivan has inspired. He's, you know, Ivan was a big influence on me as well. And that's the same thing. It's kind of like to see this Moy and Flea matchup is really cool because it's kind of like seeing Ivan and K-Mel kind of like, you know, a little bit more youthful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just in the dance, but still, you know, you know that these cats can still win, you know, dope cypher battles and kill it in competitions all over the world, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that, you know, Moy has a lot of responsibility on him, you know, with his school for Break Free. Shouts out to Break Free.
Shout out.
Yeah. They opened up a new location in Houston. Also, there's, I mean, I know Flea, you know, he rocks on the street. He's a hitter. I mean, you know, he's so involved with music as well. So just to see them both actively involved in following the dance still, like, you know, every day is really dope. So when I think about K-Mel and Ivan, it's kind of different. They're, I guess their every day for breaking it may be different. I don't know.
Yeah. Just where they're at in the game.
Yeah. Not taking away from them brothers at all.
For sure.
Yo, I gotta say though, like Legs and Storm, I think I wanted to see, you know, a little bit more fire from that. But hey, what can we really expect? I mean, 3 to 4 rounds is perfect. I mean, somebody like my caliber, you know, I would say 8 rounds. Yeah. You know.
You should scale it. So you just know, like, I just got to give you 5 hard rounds. Cool. All right, like.
Right. You know, I would say 5 to 8 rounds for somebody like myself.
Yeah. And Moy come in and be like, oh, I'm gonna give you 15. Like, all right, but you know, what I mean. Like, you can scale it up and down. I think is what they should do. If we're gonna critique it, at least give them some constructive criticism. Right.
And you know, I think like somebody. I'm younger than us. I mean, like, you know, somebody 20 years old, you know, 18 to 20 years old, killing it, 15, 20 rounds maybe. You know, this is over-exaggerate a little bit, but hey, you know, you let them get it on the floor like that, not just always earning their stripes on Instagram or something, you know?
I think there's something back there behind you.
Yeah, what about it?
It's just like an elephant. Oh, the elephant in the room. Yo, why aren't you doing V1? Like, what?
Oh, man.
I thought you saw that elephant back there. He was just like...
Are you asking me this to like, hurt my feelings or something? Or,
no. Sorry about the lame setup, y'all. But, no, but for real, like, why wouldn't you be in it yet? Like straight up, you know what I mean? Like, have they talked to you? Like, I mean, I ain't trying to put your business out, but you know, like, you should be in this.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to talk about.
The word gods itself is just odd for me. It's but outside of that, why? Right. What's up with you?
Come on, man. I'm Goku, man. I'm not no god. You know, like I'm different areas. I'm training with different people. You know, I work with kids every day too. You know, like I'm a part of this local community, this hip hop community. I mean, when I think about my local area, I think I've been to more countries than any like hip hop artist in this city. And, you know, because I break, you know, sometimes that gets pushed to the side. And, you know, I mean, I don't know, like, you have people like Planet Asia, he travels, he does tours, but I've done the same thing, you know. But when you weigh it out, you know, we always have like Asia on top. You get this guy getting painted on murals on walls, like, whatever, man, you know, like, and, you know, some people are about that. So when it's about, some people are taking these battles for money.
True that, the bag.
Yeah, I'm in my own, you know, established area. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't get into financial trouble. I mean, it's not bad, but everybody has their financial issues, right?
Yep.
But if I were to do a V1, it'd have to be with like certain people, not like fabricated battles where you know, people fabricate beef, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yo, I've never been into that style of like
WWE kind of ish, like.
Yeah, no, I've never been into that. Yeah. So I can understand from their point where if they just don't want me involved, like, that's fine. I mean, but if they're blaming it on skills, that's where people are slipping, because I pushed the issue even at my age, you know? So
yeah.
And battling is something I've always done since we were kids. You kind of known me to be that. Like, I've always been in the ciphers in Cali, and, you know, regardless of where I'm at, I'm getting into some shit with someone, you know, like,
yeah.
And, you know, like, that's my attitude as a B-boy. That's who I am, you know.
You'd be a good person to have battle, because you battle. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, I really don't know too many of the top 9 dudes. I mean, I know, like, they got some young kid like Nord Diamond. He's really dope. I mean, they got Robin, you know, there's a Tony, you know, Tony Rock. And, you know, hey, you know, I don't know. You know, I know that Soul Control, the crew, we had an influence on Europe.
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
On the air game, you know, so, sure. I mean, that's where we were, you know, in the 90s, we was in Europe. So, I mean, the only battle that I would take, like I've been telling people, is Benny Kimoto. So,
yeah.
I mean, if it came to somebody like Tough Kid or something, I would just trash his ass real quick. And, you know, and that's my word. Like, I don't have nothing against that guy, but I would just have to trash Tough Kid real fast.
Skill for skill. Speaking on your skills.
Yeah, like, I would just trash his ass. I mean, so, like, but, you know, and when it comes to it, he's really dope. Tough Kid's dope. You know, not taking nothing away from him, even though that he's, like, bit so many different demeanors in the dance, and kind of, like, I'm going to be real about it, homie looked like Ronnie Ruin in 2002. You know what I'm saying? So, right. I don't know. I would more like, I don't know. I would more want to, you know, kind of go at Benny because of maybe some history purposes. But, you know, that I don't have anybody that I can think to fire me up, because when I think if you take one of these battles, you should totally be fired up, and you should totally want to deliver some real shit on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Besides going for the bag and the paycheck, you know, you should want to, like, kill it, like, leave a mark, something. It's like a big stage, right, man. Like,
right. And you know, I'm not just gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna take the money and dash out. I mean, I know people are like that. Some people, that's all they want, which is cool. You know what I mean? Like, if they offered me something, yeah, like on some modest stuff, I would only use it to just kind of help my school out. You know, that would be a way to kind of to where I could really help myself own this place versus, you know, renting it. And you know, that would be one step for me. So if I get kids in here that need help, because I do teach in the hood, you know, and, you know, some of these parents come in and they don't have funds to really get their kids involved with something, I would totally put my funds towards having this place so kids can come and available to the youth in Fresno.
That's,
you know, and I'm sure, yeah, you know, I'm sure Moy's gonna, you know, help his family and his school out the same way. And, you know, it's none of my business on what anybody does with their self, you know, or what they receive from this dance. more power to Flea and Moy and anybody like Ivan K. Mel. More power to Legs, more power to Storm, more power to Kenny, Mauricio, Caesar, and Orko. Much love to them. They all deserve whatever they're getting, and God bless them. And I hope they stay injury free leading up to July. And I hope that they really deliver, not just for the people watching, but they deliver for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And getting back to me, if I were to really get into a battle with someone, I'm coming to whoop your ass on the floor. I don't care. Like I'm not going to sit here and waste 5 minutes of your time. I'm coming in hard.
For the jugular.
I'm using my straights. I'm using my hooks. I'm using my uppercuts. I'm using my double leg takedown. I'm going to pound you on the floor. That's kind of how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, worst comes to worst. If I get in desperation mode, I'm going to choke you out, armbar you or something.
It's lights out.
Yeah, lights out. You know, hypothetically speaking, right?
Of course, yes. But you can hit him with all the moves. It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag, you know. So,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, when I come home and I think about me having to watch myself, I've dealt with seeing myself and feeling embarrassed because the footage don't lie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It don't lie, man. And that's my beef with Benny. Is like, you know, documented history of like, you know, Pablo making moves when it comes to the multiple air flare game. You know, I have so many people that, you know, are always trying to get me in debates about it. And let me just kind of like seal the deal on this. Yeah. When I think about time and like the date chronologically, how things happened, people are making false claims and they're saying that they did it in 96, 97. And I'm like, yo, that's embarrassing. How could you embarrass yourself by saying that? Why? Chronologically, if you wasn't doing it like Ivan in 96 or 97, and you don't actually have like dates and times for real on your videos, you know, you're going to tell me that you had these skills before Ivan was dropping gems in Freestyle Session 1, Tribute to the Elements. You're trying to say that? Like you trying to say, or at Filipino Weekend, you know, are you going to say that you were doing it before then? No, you're not. You're not doing this because you had to have seen it from either somebody like Ivan, because I know a lot of people didn't have B-Boy 1 and 2 put out by Battle Squad Productions. They didn't have that. That right there was just a miscellaneous tape floating around, probably by like Mikey Ice or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some terrible ass tape that you had to spend $1,000 on.
Fact.
So when I think about it, and I mean, if you were doing things, you're saying you were doing things before Cujo? Yo, that's a slap in the face to these dudes, and we know you're lying. Right. And so when you think about how many people were actually involved with Cujo and Ivan, okay, let's say somebody like Iron Monkey. Because Iron Monkey has one of the most definitive moments in B-Boy history. Yeah. Radiotron 9. You know what I'm saying? He laid that dope combo flare, air flare, windmill, 90, 90, 90 against my crew in Radiotron 9. And if you didn't have it like that, knowing Monkey's hip position at that time, he possibly could have did maybe 2. If you didn't have air flares before Mega Man in Freestyle Session 2 doing air flare into halos, right? Think about the time, Freestyle Session 2, you weren't doing that. But then it was like when you think about Mega Man at Hank Lopez throwing that out at Rock Force at I wanted to say it was Apocalypse 2. Apocalypse 2. You know, or it was like either a step up or something. Everybody was there. SoCal was there, NorCal was there. He called Rock Force out that day. Who was sitting in the audience that day? Gerald was sitting in the audience that day.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, yeah. When I think about me dropping jewels right now for these people, yo, check this out. Gerald inspired people not only in Europe or at Rocksteady Anniversary, he inspired people here in California. Oh, okay? Sure. Because Gerald was throwing that at Mighty Four. Big ups to Mighty Four. And, you know, Polsky throwing that event, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
so when I think about like Rock Force traveling too, going to Battle of the Year,
About the
G was dropping gems in Battle of the Year, man. You know, big ups to the whole Rock Force crew for, you know, setting the bar at that time. Much love to B-Boy Gerald, aka Kratos, my brother. Rest in peace, bro.
yeah, man.
You know, it's funny is because like people are always trying to check me on my history, and I'm like,
You were there.
I mean, I'm not just judging your freestyle session because, yo, I like the way that guy looks. He's got a freestyle session shirt on. Hey, you want to judge my jam? No, bro, it don't work like that. You know, so, and, you know, I looked up to all these dudes, even though that I had skills of my own, you know, and when I think about who I was able to bless with what I learned traveling, I was able to bless somebody like Pablo with teaching him how to air flare. Cujo helped him how to air flare. Mega Man helped this guy personally. We were together every weekend, sometimes for weeks. And it's just funny to hear different people's stories, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. And let's just say hypothetically, okay, Pablo, you were not the first, okay? But I'll tell you what, he's going to still get the credit for me. Why? What platform did Pablo perform these on? What jam did he perform it at?
Freestyle session 3.
When you think about Pablo performing this and Cross One throwing these events back to back, you know, probably putting himself in debt, you know, going through a lot just to make things happen, renting vans, picking somebody up like me from Fresno, taking him to Seattle. I'm able to display air flare to flare, air flare to flare. Gerald's doing handstand to air flare, windmill 90, you know, in ciphers. You know, like, we have so many people to thank, right? Like Cross One and the freestyle session getting this tape or providing the platform for the world to see. So regardless of who thinks that they've done it first, I'll tell you like this. Pablo inspired the world because that event, that tape, was mass produced.
Right.
Whatever little backyard event that was going on in Texas or something, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever jam, yo, it didn't float around the world.
Right.
Nobody put these tapes out for the world. Cross had these tapes at like different shops in Europe. He had them in different shops all over the States, California being one, Workman's. You get people touring, Japanese people coming. You get people from Europe touring to LA, going to Hollywood, checking out the stars, stopping by Workman's Outlet. Hey, let me check this. Let me grab this tape. This is freestyle session 3.
Yeah.
Taking that back, you don't think that people was pushing rewind, stop, slow motion, watching my brother? You're crazy. So let me just hit it on the head for everybody on that tip. Okay? If you think that you're the person that did this and did that, fine, respect. Okay? I think about like my brothers from Brazil. Rest in peace to Mr. Cocada. Big ups to Careca. Big ups to Power Tube Moves, Andres. I got love for those dudes. Why? These dudes have always kept it humble with me, have always been modest and respectable to me. And why? Because I can't just dig up my brother out of the ground and say, hey, Pablo, man, these fools is talking shit. I can't do that.
Right.
Have a little bit more respect, you know what I'm saying? And get into that, I mean, when I'm starting to read things like in little pamphlet books for Red Bull and seeing whackness, you know, that maybe somebody like Benny would tell Red Bull because Red Bull's gullible and they want to be naive to the culture. So what's going to happen? We're going to believe this dude from Europe, of course, and let's just go ahead and just put it out there. Who cares? We're not going to do our history.
Yeah.
We're not going to call Charles and be like, yo, Charles, can you lead us to somebody? Yeah, why don't you talk to Paulo Nunes first, and then we'll talk to maybe some French B-boys who also probably have done, you know, the skill, single air flare. You know, let's talk to Storm. Why don't you talk to Storm? Don't Storm work for you? Right? Let's talk to Cujo for one.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can get so many different perspectives if you want, all right? but don't just like leave people out of the loop. And I think that Benny putting that article out, or like using those words in that article, was a slap in the face, not just to me. How many other people was involved with this? But we have people not being able to express themselves the right way, not knowing how to use the right verbiage, I guess. And maybe they just don't care. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let somebody take that from my brother. I'll do this. Talk all the crap you want about me. Say what you want. That ain't stopping me from doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to stop me. But just don't disrespect people that are no longer here to defend themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. Have some respect for people that paved the way for many, many others in this dance and in this community. Show some love, man. Have some integrity. You know what I'm saying?
For reals. For reals. So he basically said some stuff, and then it got printed by Red Bull, right?
Yeah, it did.
And so there's no real like. So basically, it's like, and this is no like specific hate towards Red Bull or nothing. Got love for them, but they're a publication of some sort, right? Now they're publishing these articles, but they're not doing their due diligence as like an outlet, news outlet or whatever, to look up the facts, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they should. I mean, with the money, they definitely got the time. Now that they're throwing BC1s right all over. You know, they need to start doing this a little more. And I mean, big ups to Red Bull for pulling a lot of people out of their living situations, some of the conditions that some of these B-boys live in. You know, let me just speak on that firsthand. I'm with you. You know, shouts out to all my B-boys and B-girls out there struggling doing this dance. I know what it's like coming from Fresno, Cali. You know, anytime you hear about Fresno, Cali, it's about some meth shit or some electric boogaloo popping Pete, don't even live here no more. You know, or Boogaloo Sam. Like, yo, I love the EBs. I think they're dope. But there is more to Fresno than just what people see on Vice or from Pete or from Sam. But I do respect those brothers. I'm just saying there's more. You know, and I'm hoping that Red Bull does, you know, they dig into the culture a little more. You know what I mean? And that's just wishful thinking, I guess, right?
Well, for me, that's kind of the slippery slope with all these sponsors in general, is that as they, over time, year after year, sponsor people in the community, they kind of become part of the community. Like, those are events people plan for, to go to watch, to compete or whatever, right? So there should be more of a bond. There should be more of a connection, you know, like, it shouldn't be like, oh, you guys break and we just put a camera and mic in front and just re-spit it out on our site. Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, there should be a little more like marriage with the culture, since they're kind of really part of it. It's not like, you know, like that stuff. If their stuff goes away, it's a big deal for our scene. You know what I mean?
It is. And I mean, I think that we're worth it. I think everybody is worth it. And that day is coming, you know, where people are going to be able to support themselves through this. You know, you see so many amazing, oh my God, so many amazing B-boys from South America, right? Latin America, you know, you see amazing B-boys from Africa, from Asia. True. Yo, like, man, I can't even tell you how gifted some of these people are, you know, but that's the God in them working, you know what I mean? And so I'm hoping, yeah, that, you know, that we can get ourselves together enough to where, you know, some of these people can live better, you know? Yeah, for sure. No, it's like super appreciated, but it's like, you know, how many years now have we been doing this? Like, right.
You should know I like seafood or not by now, if we're going out for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
saying?
So,
yeah, but I mean, and it's just, I don't know, man. You know, I think about it. You just gotta. For me personally, I gotta control my emotions when it comes to, you know, this whole Red Bull and Benny stuff. You know, like, and you know, people have reached out to me, and believe it or not, bro, like, yo, like, leave them alone. You know, like, hey, don't promote him. Wait, what? Like, dude, some of these people are like telling me, hey, just let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that right there turned me into something different this past year. And I noticed that if you're looking for the support in certain areas of your walk or your journey, you're not going to get it. And these are people that I thought that really cared, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
they didn't. So, but one thing good about me is I learned to just set that aside. You could basically say they was hating on me.
Damn.
And you know what? I still got love for them. It's all good. You know why? Because I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, I mean, it sucks that you find out people that don't support you and they support him more.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like saying screw him in one sentence, but don't say nothing to him in the same sentence. Damn. You know?
Yeah.
Bro, like, yo, what? You're gonna really let this dude go further with this? Nah. You know, and I'm gonna say it right here. Yo, Benny, if you're watching this, you're whack. And you know what? You're not a B-boy to me. I think you obsess a little too much on yourself, bro. But when you look in the mirror, I hope you see a different person, because that's what I see when I read that little whatever you think you are. You know, and this dude has blessings on blessings. Works for Red Bull, does shows with Vartan and all the Flying Step guys. They got a show called Flying Bach. They tour. So you know money's involved, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's just go. You know, you can hit me on Venmo, Benny, if you wanna share some of that money you making off of my brother. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
C Montgomery, SEMX@gmail.com. Hit me, bro. Charles Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? At Venmo.com. Go ahead and lace me up, brother. You know, or you can contact your people in Russia. Or you can contact whoever. Contact Cross, homeboy. Yo, if you want to battle, let's do it. I even offered to pay this dude $200 a round. It's not much, but when you think about somebody who don't get support from NorCal, from Central California, or SoCal, nowhere. But I'm still running a school, and I'm offering money to battle.
Right.
Bruh, Jules, let's go. I'm dropping them now.
Right.
I'm teaching kids, homie. Like, are you serious? I'm teaching kids this art, this dance, this sport, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give you some of my money to battle for my brother's legacy. And people say, oh, well, yo, what does it really do for you? What it really does for me is it takes care of my history and my brother's history to where I don't let people step on somebody that's already on the floor, inside the floor, in the dirt, Holmes. Like,
yeah.
Well, it still doesn't prove nothing. No, it doesn't prove nothing to you Europeans. Doesn't prove nothing to then that's basically I'm getting feedback from the Europeans where it's like, but what does it prove? What does it prove? It proves that you just can't get away with talking that crap in this community, man. You can't just take from people. You know, that's like saying, you know, who's a real unique B-boy?
Robzilla.
Robzilla. Boom. My crew member. Soul Movements. When I think originality stands alone. Master Movements crew. My teacher's crewmate. Yo, people have bitten so much from Rob, but never ever does Rob ever get that credit? Nah. You know, and that fires me up. Just thinking about taking from my crew member, taking from my brother like that. You take from Rob, but you want to take from Pablo. Like, Rob is here to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Pablo's not.
True.
So what you think about this B1, man? What you think about Benny not saying no?
So official, he said no. He kind of declined.
Bro, he declined. I sat with Storm in Philadelphia 2 years ago, and this is right after his battle with Legs. And he was just like, you know, I was kind of not down, but I was, you know, having a beer in the lobby area. And he came and sat with me, and he just like, so what's up? And I was like, hey, you know, how can I get this V1 battle like you? And this is before Red Bull put out that little pamphlet or whatever it was. This was the year before I found out about that. And
the pamphlet of showing Benny.
Yeah, you want to show that?
Yeah. Let me show the people real quick. Oh, wrong site. I'm tripping out. There we go.
So I sat with Storm, and he was like, yeah, let's make that happen. That's some real beef right there. Because Storm says it himself that Benny wasn't doing multiple air flares at that time. I remember in 1998, I was 18, and we were walking in LA, Hollywood Athletic Club. I think we were going to we were going somewhere. Mega Man was with us. All of Soul Control was with us. Storm was with us. And, you know, that was the thing, that was the talk. You know, it was like Pablo was the talk. Benny was the talk. But Storm was like, yo, he doesn't have that. Like, Pablo's making these amazing moves, you know? And I'm sure Storm will contest to that. If he don't, then whoa, right?
right.
But I sat with him, and you know, he hit up Tony Rock right in front of me and was like, hey, let's make this battle happen.
Oh, shit.
You got one of the greatest of all time hitting up Tony Rock to make this battle happen. So it's just them not wanting to see the battle. You know, they don't find it interesting, but that's what tells me that some of these B-boys haven't followed me for the past 15 years. Because they think that I'm just doing what, Flare 90 Flare? Like, come on now, man. You know?
Right.
Although I'm going to smoke the hell out of Benny when I see him with some things like that. But, you know, so they never responded. I don't know if they responded to Storm. I don't know. Storm never got back to me. The next year, I show up to Philly to actually judge the Silverback Open. Peace to all the UDEF events. Peace to everybody that's involved with UDEF and the Silverback Open. Yeah, you know, they're people are being able to build themselves up through these events, and I love it. Storm, I come to Storm's room, and he shows me that article right there.
Oh, this one right here.
And he goes, "You're going to be pretty upset about it."
Oh, so if he's saying that before showing you, that's just one sign already. Like, you haven't even seen it yet. There's a sign.
You know, and it fired me up, man. Like, you know, it fired me up. So from that point, last October, I just started sharing that. And I was sharing that to see who was going to get behind me. And I saw who didn't get behind me. And that's kind of what, that kind of sucks. So I announced my retirement, you know, when I turned 40. I got basically one good year, like a year and 6 months, to really just do what I want with the dance, have fun again. Then I'm done, you know, and I don't really want to sit here and argue with people about why I'm judging this or why I'm teaching this. And, you know, I don't want to take on any type of more responsibility with it, because it doesn't bring me happiness. You know, it just kind of like brings me down in a sense. So if you're not happy doing this, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, smoking Benny's ass would make me real happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know?
Be a nice way to leave.
And you started it off, bro. You said what? You said you haven't been real too satisfied with some of these V1 battles, right?
Yeah.
But facts. You know, those are facts. Those are facts. Like, you know, and if anybody doesn't want to admit that, that's cool. And if anybody loves them, cool to you too, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't dislike them. I'm gonna say I liked them. It was entertaining. Do I feel some of them could have gave better performances? You know, or you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what you're trying to show a real B-boy is or not, I mean, honestly, at this point, who really knows what a real b-boy is?
Yeah.
I mean, with all the like arguments, I'm gonna tell you, I think I'm a real b-boy. Why? Because I give you everything on the floor. I show you myself on the floor, man. Like, I give you my soul. You see my soul when I'm out there. You know, like, I'm expressing myself the way I know how to express myself in this dance. I just break.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm gonna look at it and I blame V1 because it's like just flying the talent out don't mean it's gonna happen the right way. You know what I mean? So like bringing these dope legendary people together and just saying, here, 10 minutes, play music, do what you do. You know, like they can give a little more input, a little more direction, and actually like construct their event. You know, like, hey, it's gonna be this, and it's because I don't want you guys looking like you're gonna die, and I don't want no one getting hurt, and we're gonna keep the show moving. Like, cool, but I can't blame like the b-boys, you know, like, so any battles that I wasn't feeling, it's not, I don't blame y'all, you know what I mean? I don't blame.
Yeah, I see that too. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Love on that one. That was way good to point out.
Yeah, because you know, I'm gonna spit some venom, but I want people to know if it's directed at you or not. But I'm gonna make sure it's clear. But to me, it's at V1. Like,
yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I think King Uprock versus Papo 707. Yo, I don't know. That might be kind of tight with the rock dance. Have you saw that one?
Nuh-uh.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's gonna be sick because I think rocking is dope. And yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with that. And I mean, I'll be told, I think this is going to be the best one yet. And I'm glad they did get Moy and Flea involved. That's just going to be fire, man. Like, you know, yeah. And I'm hoping that Moy can, you know, get his, adrenaline under control, and Flea. And I hope I just wish them both the best.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I really am to see that, you know?
Yeah. I just want a dope battle, man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
This is the biggest showcase, so put them in the best light. Don't drain them. You know what I mean? Don't suck them dry. Like, let's let them execute and showcase and put the shit on display the right way, and then cut them off. Be like, yo, you had
yeah.
The battlers, right? They're like boxers. They'll slug till they're like slurring, and they're gonna keep going. Like,
and we've only had two. I've only seen two posts about that right now, and I just think that's gonna be pretty tight. Like, it's gonna be hot. I mean,
oh man, I can't wait.
I mean, I think they could have waited on a few people. Like, I think they kind of rushed Monkey. I don't know. I think Monkey rushed himself with the Kinder battle,
and he came back from injury, right?
And he was hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and Monkey's like one of my favorite b-boys of all time. He's been one of my biggest rivals, but he's also been one of my biggest partners too. And I think that me and Monkey would have been a great battle.
I've been pretty nuts. I've been pretty freaking nuts. The Radiotron rematch. Dun, dun,
I mean, more so, I would say, like, we used to battle all the time, but at the same time, we used to train together too. And we entered together, and we dominated in the Bay Area for a few years, I think, you know, and it was cool. And Monkey really brought the fire out of me. If anybody brought the Super Saiyan out of me, it was him. You know, and I owe that guy so much. And he's an awesome b-boy, great person. You know, he
super good guy.
Give you the sweaty shirt off his back.
For reals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the biz, man.
I'd like to see them get other 90s b-boys involved. You know, like I'd love to see them get maybe like Crumbs involved. You know, I know he has a bad shoulder or something. I'm sure Abstract involved. Who else? Maybe Technique, you know, from Skill Methods. You know, just get more people involved. I mean, I'd like to see Wicked involved, B-Boy Kareem maybe. you know, that'd be hot to see like B-Boy Kareem versus like Omar or, you know, Ronnie Ruin or something like that.
Oh,
Be real dope.
Yeah, Kareem would be nice, man. He's still, he ain't like, you know, to me the hill, right over the hill. Like he like, you know, I don't know if he's prime, but I mean, he was the younger cat when we were around hanging out in SAC and stuff. So Kareem to me is a great choice too. Like,
you can't. I'll tell you what, V1 they couldn't lose with that guy. You know, so like he, you know, and I don't think they would lose with anyone. Honestly, like from what I just said, like I mean, B-Boy Reveal's looking real nice right now.
Yeah, he can hit that upswing.
Right, like I mean, you got B-Boy Venom who's still out there doing his thing.
Swag.
Man, Rock's right. I mean, would be dope to have. I mean, but Rock's right is always doing stuff. So
yeah.
I can see why. You know, like he would be later. You know. I mean, who else? I mean, I would think out of 90s B-boys, yeah, I would probably be one of them, you know, but
yeah,
whatever, man, you know.
Or even a cool, like, Soul Control versus Battle Squad or whatever, you know what I mean? 3-on-3, 3 rounds each member.
I mean, I would say, like,
or you know what I mean?
Like, the Battle Squad, they were more like, they're more family to us. We look up to them.
I was just throwing out somebody, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you would think about it, it'd be like Soul Control versus Flying Steps right now.
Yeah.
But the only thing I don't like about that is that creates a stigma around Soul Control. And because I think that people really expect us to just throw air flares and like all kinds of flares.
Exactly. But that's not
what. When I think about it, it's like, you know, we have so many B-boys that, you know, love to dance historically, and who we looked up to historically. You think about Barmack's favorite B-boys like Emilio Maurizio, Ken Swift. You know, Cujo looked up to Battle Squad. I looked up to Battle Squad. I love Storm. I love Mark, Storm's brother, Speedy. And I mean, Swift is dope, you know, Sir Swift. You know, you can't go wrong with Swift Rock, man.
Right.
Emilio is somebody that people love to look up to. Maurizio. I mean, we looked up to so many people, regardless if they trashed on us or not. You know, we
still respect was there.
Respect was there. So when I think about Soul Control as a crew, like a 3-on-3, I mean, we got Sonny T out in Hamburg, Germany, you know, and he's always doing things with the youth out there. He's still dancing every now and then, from what I understand. I mean, actively, I mean, me and Cujo honestly really could do something major if we wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be dope. Like
maybe me and Cujo versus like maybe Benny and Tough Kid. I mean, that would be kind of cool, you know.
Fam.
You know, I mean, or like, I mean, there's really, when you think about it, there's really nobody else for me to battle when I think about it. Like, I mean, regardless, I mean, I don't hate none of these people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's all sport.
It's all support, man. Even with the lack of support that I do get, it's not nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in business for myself, so you're gonna have to take some hits. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if I were to do, like, let's say Soul Control versus Flying Steps, I mean, I would probably take one of my students or something, you know? I mean, I would love to team up with Kareem, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd love to, like, and maybe go, like, me and Kareem versus, like, Ruin and Omar or something.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
That would be fat, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be nuts. Yeah, man, I think there's a lot of opportunity to do matchups. Like, bring it back to kind of like highlighting and making matchups. Put everyone's name in a bag and lotto, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get some cool matchups. Not all of them are going to be great, but some of them are going to be dope. And I think we could do a lot more with that as a community. But, you know, I try to throw some events. It's tough, so I understand too. It ain't that easy just to get a venue and put money down and pay all these people and all that. So I totally get it. But, you know, I wish people try to experiment more, because I could see some dope stuff like that happening. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Fucking you, Kareem, and freaking Rob Zilla versus Nemesis, somebody else. Let's say Moy. Fuck it. Let's just get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, you know what I mean? Like, let's make something that we would have never ever pictured happening, so we could see it one time and then be on to the next thing. Like why not? You know, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, we've been doing this for so long, and people been in the game so long. Like, let's mix it all up. It doesn't have to be Soul Control. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to necessarily. I mean, people are doing this, like, they've been doing it for so long. You know?
But then been doing it with the thing of like, oh well, this team is gonna win and we're gonna get the prize. You know what I mean? But more so like as a promoter, like setting these battles up. Like, you guys are gonna go against them, legit. 4 rounds each. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just set down the rules and have some cool matchups. At least if we're all gonna have the footage of a billion battles, let's have some different ones to watch and combinations.
I mean, and everybody always wants to feel appreciated, as we should make these people feel appreciated, you know, and feel like they're worth it. And, you know, like, if you got a heated battle coming up, you know, talk some shit or whatever, and you know, go for it. You know, don't be no sucker. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, show some love. You know, and you know, really commend each other for putting it in. You know what I mean? And that's just what happens in the street. When I think about how many times, you know, I got challenged to slap box in Butler Park, it was like, yo, let's go. You know, let's run them. Blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. Whoever came out the winner, I'll tell you what, we was like at the end of the day shaking hands, probably shooting basketball, you know, together. And I mean, that's just kind of how hood kids do it. And, you know, if this dance is gonna keep its roots, let's continue to be good sports. You know, about like winners and losers, and you know, because there has to be a loser and there has to be a winner, right?
Yeah. This fear to lose thing, it's weird, man. Like, it's taken over a generation, but it's weird because you can lose. It's gonna happen. Like, you know,
that's how it goes.
Oh, I'll never lose. Like, all right, well, whatever, man. Like,
okay,
like, whatever. Good luck with that.
But I mean, all in all, you know, long story short, man, I'll be honest. It's a blessing that all these things are happening, and big ups to everybody that it's happening for. And, you know, because I'm not at the V1, that don't mean nothing, you know. But I'll tell you what, I did show up to a few places where Benny was, and he didn't step into the arena. He just didn't show face, man. So you can't call yourself a B-boy, man, if you know somebody's coming for you. There's an event going on, regardless if you working or not. You're not working 24/7. You know what I'm saying? You're only there for a couple hours to do your show up to the event, you know, put your words to the test, you know, or, you know, stick by your word is what I'm saying.
Take your lumps.
You know, stick by your word. If you believe that's who you are, you should have showed up to the Silverback Open when you had your show with Flying Bach, because that's what you were there for when I was there. You should have showed up to Freestyle Session. If you can go to the after party where cats are reminding you Charles is here, and you don't show up to the event, and it's a 2-day event, that's not real hip-hop to me. You're not a B-boy to me. You're more on the lines of being a sucker. You're just talking. You're just running your mouth, man. That's... You know, and I'm running my mouth because you did it first.
Fair enough. So, yeah, man, I'd love to see that matchup. Goku, Benny.
Right. And I mean, I think before all the historic things start to happen through the Olympic Games and information is going to be distributed to different people where they can see it, social media, on the news, you know, oh my God, the influx of info, right? People are going to get. That's going to be a real sad day for our community if that dude's face is plastered all over that.
Yeah, it's all about the representation, man.
Bro, and I'm going to tell you like this. If that time comes, I'll be about 42 years old. 43, I'm still gonna come for your ass, Benny. That's all I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? And you need to understand that. And I'm coming for you. So I hope you take real good care of yourself, Playboy. I hope you take care of yourself. Don't let one of these women that you be with on your little tours mess you up. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna use it towards my advantage. Don't let the money get to your head, homeboy, because I'm gonna use that to my advantage. You kind of cornered yourself, if you ask me.
Cornered himself? How? Break it down.
Because you're gonna get lazy. Remember what I said? Blessings on blessings. You're gonna get lazy, and I'm following this dance. I'm still a part of this community, and I do this. So before I'm done, like I said, I'm coming for you, bro, and that's just a fact. It don't have to be V1. It don't have to be this. It doesn't have to be that. I'm not gonna hurt you, bro. I'm not gonna put my hands on you, but I'm gonna smoke you in front of the world. Just know that. Right?
I can't wait to watch it.
There you go. It's real, that's real B-boy beef, man, if you ask me. Like, you don't talk about my brother. Rest in peace to my brother.
Rest in peace.
That's going to be one of the last pictures you see, Benny. Straight up. It's on my desk. I look at him every day just to remind me that I got to smoke you.
Straight up.
That's some hip-hop shit, right? Let's keep it hip-hop, Benny. Oh, I forgot. You breakdance.
Ah, there's a way to settle it.
There's that word, bro. Hey.
Cool, man. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up.
Yo,
Benny, keep sessioning.
But thank you.
Thank y'all for tuning in. There's some people in the chat. Shout out Nathaniel Lewis. And,
yo, peace, Nathaniel. That's my student, Panthro.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Mayan Vu is out there too. So thanks for tuning in.
Main Vu.
Yeah.
Yo, peace to my mom community. Much love. They built my city, and I've been keeping this torch lit for the people who helped me and helped pave the way for me and my crew. Always much love to my mom B-boys out here. That's tattooed on my heart. DIS crew, what's cracking?
That's what's up.
Yep.
All right, till next time, we out. We dropping jewels.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.